Good morning everybody. I am MD Patra, electrical expert of MKD Education. Last class we have discussed about the basic concepts of electrical engineering, that what is current, then voltage and power, how they will come and how the electrical engineering is important for our day-to-day life. And today we will discuss about what are the different parameters like resistance, what is the concept of resistance, and why we are going for connecting resistances in series and parallel circuits, and also we will discuss about the electrical power. So let's come. So we will discuss about Ohm's law, then series connection of resistances, parallel connection of resistances, and how we are calculating the current and voltage in series and parallel circuits. So let's start. So from today's class we could know about what is Ohm's law, what are its limitations, then in series and parallel circuits how V, I and R they are related, and finally what is the effect of power in series and parallel circuits. That is the most important thing. So now we will first discuss about what is Ohm's law. So now Ohm's law means simply it is a relation of voltage with current. How it is related? If you take one closed circuit, we are having one resistance there and we are having one constant voltage source, suppose. So in that circuit, V proportional to I, voltage is directly proportional to current, at the constant of proportionality is R, means V proportional to I, or we can tell V is equal to I into R, where R is the proportional constant, that is known as circuit resistance, and the unit is ohm. And if we will go for the limitations of Ohm's law, then here we can tell if temperature changes, Ohm's law cannot be applicable. It will applicable only in a constant temperature. So without this, means if temperature will change, it will not applicable. Then in the second point, not applicable for non-metallic conductors. If it is a pure conductor, then only it will be satisfied. And in the last point, not applicable for non-linear devices such as diode and transistors. As we know, diode and transistor, they are semiconductor switching devices. They are not pure conductor. If it is not pure conductor, semiconductor means it is not a linear circuit. Linear means if V will changes, then I must change according to that. So it is not a linear circuit. So Ohm's law can't be applied in these conditions. Then now move on to concept of resistance. So what is resistance? As you can see here, this is the figure of this concept of resistance. Here we are applying voltage. That I have told you in the last class. Voltage means simply it is the electrical pressure. We are giving some pressure or some force to this one. So it will move, the movement is current. Means current will, if we give electrical voltage, some current will flow. But now here you can see, now it is an opposing force to its movement. It is an opposing force to its movement. So obviously the rate of movement of this will now reduced. So therefore we can tell resistance is the opposing force to the flow of current. If V proportional to I, that we know, means we are providing voltage and the current will flow. But if there is a opposing force in the circuit, the rate of change of current or current flow will now decreasing. Resistance is simply the opposing force to the flow of current. So here we are having the formula, means it is the conductor. This is the length of the conductor and this is the cross sectional area of the conductor. And we are having one formula is here, R is equal to rho L by A, where L is the length, A is the cross sectional area, and rho is the proportionality constant, that is known as resistivity or specific resistance of a particular material. That means if we will go for this, suppose this is the length, L meter, and this is area of the conductor, and the formula is R is equal to rho L by A. So suppose in a circuit we need or maximum current is required. It is a generator, we are generating maximum current. So if current is maximum, R must be minimum, because our formula is V is equal to I into R, or I is equal to V by R, we can tell. So if I is increasing means R is decreasing. If R is decreasing, if R will decrease, then what about the length of the conductor? It will decrease, and cross-sectional area will be increased. That means where current is required maximum, in that case we have to use the wire must be, the length of wire must be less and cross-sectional area must be more. It should be thick, wire must be thick. If we need less current, so R must be increasing. If R will increase, then come to this one. If R will increase, means length is also increasing. The length of the conductor will increase and cross-sectional area will decrease. That means the cross-sectional area will decrease means we need a thin wire. The wire will be thin, length is more. If current is less and if current is more, cross-sectional area means wire is thick and length is less. This is the concept of resistance with current. We need more current means the thickness of the wire is more. We need less current, thickness of the wire is less. Then come to series and parallel circuits. So here as far as we know, in our houses, in our home, in our houses, we are using parallel circuit connections. Parallel circuit connections. That means what? We are using in our house wiring. We are having only 2 points, and all the loads will be connected to these 2 points only. So here, if we will go for series and parallel connection, so series means it is simply end-to-end connection. End-to-end connection. It has suppose 2 ends. This is R1, R2 and R3. We are having 3 resistances here, and we want to connect it in series. So obviously just end-to-end connection. This is known as series connection. Series connection. And if you will go for parallel connection, this is known as series connection. If you will go for parallel connection, we will take the same 3 resistors here. This is R1, R2, R3. So we have to connect all the points into only one point, and another 3 points to another point. This is suppose point A and this is point B. This is known as parallel connection. This is series and that is parallel connection. So now if we will connect it in the circuit, means we are giving a voltage source here or battery. The voltage is V. So one current will flow, that is suppose I. One current will flow here. So in this case, now you can see we are having only one path. So current must not change. Current will remain constant in case of series circuit. current will not change. And voltage drop, this is suppose V1, this is V2 and this is V3. Voltage drop across R1, R2 and R3. I can write down V1 is equal to I into R1, V2 is equal to I into R2 and V3 is equal to I into R3. I is common because the same current will flow through the whole circuit. So I is constant here. And I can write down the total voltage V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. In series circuit, voltage is additive. In series circuit, voltage is additive. So V is equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Then, what is the value of V? V is equal to I into R equivalent of the circuit, means total resistance of the circuit. Then, in place of V1, I can write down I into R1, V2 I into R2, V3 I into R3. So, taking I common, I whole into R1 plus R2 plus R3. This is equal to I into R equivalent. Now, this I and this Y will be cancel each other out. So, finally, the value of R equivalent is equal to how much? It should be R1 plus R2 plus R3. So, R equivalent in case of series circuit is simply the addition of all the values of the resistances. That is R equivalent in case of series circuit. Okay, clear? Then we will go to the parallel circuit. So, if you will go for the parallel circuit, now here what we will do, again the same thing, we have to connect it with a battery. This is the voltage source here. And this is the total current I flowing through the circuit. This is the total current I flowing through the circuit. Then, so suppose, means here we can see that here we have one junction point. So obviously it is, if we are having a junction point, the current will divide into three different parts. So suppose this current is I1, this current is I2 and this current is I3. Okay. So here we can see total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Here total current I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Then if this V, this point is A and this point is B, point A and B. So the voltage across this point A and B is V volt. So here we can see in between point A and B we are having one resistance R1, one resistance R2, one resistance R3. So in all the cases the voltage across or the potential drop across these resistances are V, V and V. That means what? In case of parallel circuit, voltage is same, current is dividing, current is changing but voltage is same. But in case of series circuit, current is same, voltage is additive. In parallel circuit, current is additive and voltage must be same through all the branches. So here I have written I equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Then I can write down according to Ohm's law I is equal to V by R. So I is equal to V by, here R means total R or R equivalent, total R of this whole circuit, that is I equal to V by R. Then in place of I1 I can write down, because the voltage is V, respective resistance is R1. So I can write down V by R1 here. Then for I2 I can write down V by R2. Similarly for I3 it should be V by R3. Then so V by R equivalent is equal to, I am taking V as the common one, it should be 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Now V and V getting cancelled. Then 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. This is the formula for parallel circuit. When we are going for solving the problem in parallel circuit, total equivalent resistance of the circuit is means 1 by R equivalent is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Okay, then so here this is the summary of this series and parallel concept. So this is the series circuit. We have taken, this is the voltage source V, R1, R2 and R3 three resistances are in series here, and that is the parallel circuit, R1, R2, R3 connected in parallel, and this is input voltage V. So that I have told you right now, total voltage each in case of series circuit it is additive, so it should be V1 plus V2 plus V3, and in case of parallel circuit voltage is same throughout the all branches. So total in means Vin is equal to V1 is equal to V2 is equal to V3. Then if you go for the current, in case of series circuit current is same, so all currents are same. In case of parallel circuit, current is dividing or additive, so In is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3. Then if you go for resistance, that we have proved right now, R equivalent is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3, means summation of all the resistances. And if you go for the parallel circuit, 1 by R equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. And here the features, this is the important thing, if one component burns, current becomes inactive. So obviously in case of series circuit, we are connecting it back to back, means it is a simple one path, one closed path. So if we will connect, or if one part will burn, obviously the whole circuit will be burned out or inactive. But this is the advantage of parallel circuit, if one component burns, current stops only through that branch and the rest part will be active. So for example, if here this is the circuit, this is the voltage source, means it is a series circuit that we know. So this is R1, R2, R3, and if in this circuit there is a fault, means at this point circuit will burn out. If circuit will burn out, means this part will be now open circuit. This part will be now like this. It should be open. This part will be open. So if it is open, it is not a closed circuit now. So no current will flow through this circuit. I is equal to 0 here, simply 0. If one fault will occur or burn out, so no current will flow through this circuit. So obviously the entire circuit will be inactive. But if we will go for a parallel circuit, so that is no problem. That means here the same thing, just we are connecting the three resistances are in parallel. And this is the voltage source, this is R1, R2 and R3. So here, if fault will occur here, this part is now the faulty part. And the current was here, it is I1, it is I2 and it is I3, total current is I. So if it is fault means only this part will be open circuited. Only this part will be open circuited and the all other parts will be active. So there is uninterruption of the power supply. Therefore we are going for the parallel circuit. So therefore we are using this type of connection in our house, because in our houses we are using different type of loads like fans, light, TV, fridge, AC, all these things. So when we are switching on only fan, so the fan will active. If this is our fan, so we are switching on only this one. So fan will active, all are inactive. And if this is burn now, we can on our light, TV, fridge, all the same, because that part is active, only one part is inactive. Therefore we are going for the parallel connection of resistors or loads.